Well, Zoe, fourth consecutive year of very strong growth from Germany. Tell us a little bit about that, and I suppose more importantly, tell us what sort of growth you're looking at for next year.
Yes, Eamon, we've had great growth over the last 4 years, and last year, 2013, being our best year yet. So it's all good news, but we still need to keep plugging away. There's no time for complacency. We have to recreate our market every year.
Sure.
So
over 500,000 this year?
500,000 this year, so that's great news for us. We're delighted with that. And for next year, we're looking at another 9% growth on top of that in terms of visitor numbers and revenue.
That's terrific. And Zoe, talk to us about your new segmentation strategy which you introduced this year.
On the back of the GB Path to Growth, where they had done extensive consumer segmentation, we looked at that for the German market and saw if it could be applied. It was validated, and the segments, we have identified the segments in the market that suit the Irish product. We have the culturally curious, which is about nearly 6 million of potential. The great escapers and the social energisers are a much smaller market. But while the social energisers are very big for the GB market, they're still important to us even though they're smaller, because they're good for driving, shoulder, off-season and the city proposition.
Sure. And traditionally our German visitors highlighted 4 things that they really liked about Ireland: the Irish people, the scenery, our culture and history, and our pubs. Does that still hold good, or are they finding new reasons to love us as a holiday destination?
Yeah, they hold good. They do hold good still, but if you look at it from a consumer segment point of view, we can tweak the messages to target better. So if you look at the culturally curious, they're all about exploring, getting under the skin of the country, the culture, the history, the people. Mm-hmm. The great escapers are more about themselves, peace and quiet, and having time with their friends or loved ones. Mm-hmm. Social energisers are into a bit more adventure. But what is common across all German segments is the beauty of the landscape. Yeah. And the coast did come out as a unique motivator. So the message of the Wild Atlantic Way has been really powerful and tremendous for us in the market to get that wow factor across to the Germans.
That's fantastic. And competitive access transport, both air and sea, but particularly air, are very important in seeking further growth from Germany. Zoe, how are we doing in this space for next year?
Access has increased year on year over the last number of years as well, and this year we've had about 14% increase. So access is good. We're about 23,000 seats per week in summer, 17,000 in winter, and there's been an uplift in ferry access, which is good for our German traveller as well.
Absolutely.
The challenge, however, is more about maintaining access and ensuring sustainability. So we do a lot of work with our co-op partners, with our carriers, on joint advertising campaigns to make sure that the Ireland message of easy to get to affordable destination is plugged out there all the time. That's important, because the last thing we want are flights coming on and off. It's not good for the market, not good for anyone.
Of course. And Germany is such a huge market, Zoe. What channels do you use principally to get the Irish message across?
Yeah, Germany is a huge market and hugely competitive. So we do have strategies. We work with trade partners on B2B, media, extensive media programme, and our consumer programme. We continue to invest in TV in Germany because it's really important to continue to raise the awareness of Ireland in the German market, because it's so big and competitive. This is followed by co-op campaigns with our partners for price points and to drive conversion with our tour operators and our trade. Online is great for targeting segments, but I do believe PR is one of the strongest tools we have. We bring in about 300 media per year to Ireland. We have good relationships with our trade, and we have a strong PR programme. So the value we get in that is over 30 million in terms of publicity coverage.
Sure, that's fantastic, really. Yeah. And a few years back, Zoe, in those inglorious Celtic Tiger days, Ireland developed a real problem with value for money perception in Germany. That has changed somewhat for the better, hasn't it?
It has, but I do think we need to be vigilant. We're getting some anecdotal feedback on price increases from our tour operators. There is good value in Ireland, and we need to get that message out. However, for the German point of view, it's not so much about price, it's about value for money. So we just have to continue that and ensure that, and keep a good eye on our competitiveness.
Yeah, that's an important message. And looking ahead a few years, Zoe, 2014 over 500,000 and 9% to come on that next year, we hope. Surely an ambition for all of us should be to crack the million mark. Say by when? 2020, maybe 2022 or thereabouts. What would you say are the big barriers to having that sort of ambition?
Yeah, ambition is good, and it is achievable. If you look at Germany, it's a huge source market, it's a huge outgoing market. But there would have to be a number of things in place. We'd have to improve our infrastructure. We'd have to look at ramping up our access. But I suppose one of the biggest things is our tourism investment, and I'm not talking only from Tourism Ireland. Like any other public sector, we've had less money to spend, and we have to be more effective and efficient. But I think to achieve those big targets, we have to work more on an Ireland Inc. basis, industry investing in the market, being more active in the marketplace, and with the concerted effort, we can achieve that goal.
It's a big prize, of course, so I mean it's something that maybe we should start that conversation about in the coming months, and because, as you pointed out earlier, second largest source market in the world.
Yeah, we do have a range of opportunities in our market, you know, with our partners, our big partners who match fund. We do co-op advertising, but we have a range of activities for all our industry partners, from no cost to low cost. And these are all posted on our Tourism Ireland Industry Opportunities website. So I'd encourage all our partners to start looking at it if we want to achieve those goals. Sure.
Well, thank you very much for that, Zoe. Well done. Great to crack the $500,000 mark, and sure, in hopefully a few short years' time, they'll look back and say, well, here's where it started, that talk about the million.
Great, let's all do it together. Thanks.
Thank you, Zoe.